I don't necessarily know if I want this story out in the public, but I want to tell it because when it happened to me, I felt like I was alone, and I felt like I was the only person that this has happened to, and that there was something wrong with me, and that, I sucked. And the reality is I don't suck at all. I am fucking awesome. And that there needs to be truth and honesty with ourselves and with everyone else. And so if it does happen to make it anywhere, I'm very happy that I was open enough and allowing myself to be vulnerable, because that's what the human experience is about. So about 3 years ago, 3 years ago, I was madly head over heels in love like lust with this guy. And he was like not the typical person that I would date. He couldn't swim, which was a major deal breaker that I definitely overlooked. And now in hindsight, I really should have seen that red flag and pieced the fuck out, because I could have saved myself a lot of drama. So now that's like number 2 on my list of qualities in a partner: the ability to swim. But this is not a tale about the ocean or anything water related. I was chasing him around, and we kind of had these conversations where he didn't want anything serious, but like we would still hang out all the time. He would ask me to do all these things for him. I was super attentive. I gave and I gave and I gave, and I like watched his dog all the time, and I would like bring him ice cream and cookies when he would be in like overnight edits. I did all the things that a girlfriend would do with no title, and that's my own fault because we had a conversation, but he'd still sleep with me and we'd still go on like dates, but it was just nothing official. So I got myself into this situation. I am fully aware of that. But anyway, around the time of my birthday, I decided that I needed a change because he like kind of ghosted me on my birthday. Like hard. It was one of the worst birthdays I've ever had. And I decided that I was going to go on a cleanse. Not only from like weird foods and alcohol and drugs, but also from toxic men. Call it a dick tox, if you will. And so I was like, 30 days. I'm not going to reach out. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to, 30 days, I'm going to like clear out everything that's blocking me, because I need to progress in my life. And I need to stop making the same mistakes. And that's being insane, is making the same mistake and expecting different results. So anyway, I turned off my phone. No, that's not true. I went and I did to my friend's comedy show. And we were sharing a cat. I did some like improv stuff on the stage, and it felt really great. And then my birthday was turned around, and I'm super grateful for those people who were there. But we were in a cab on the way home, and I said, what am I going to do with myself? Like, what's going to happen? And he's like, you need to do a play. And I was like, I've never done a play. Who's going to cast me in a play? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that is a long shot. He's like, you need to do a play. So I go on casting networks or Actors Access or whatever, and I look, and I'm like, okay, I'll look at the theater options, and I submit for this play. And then the next day, I have an audition for the play. And then 2 days later, I booked the play. Like, ta-da, here you go, play, platter, eat up. And so I decided that not only was I gonna make this detox last for the 30 days, but I was gonna make it last for the duration of the play, which was like a 4 or 5 month situation. I was like, I can do that. So I turn off my phone and I vanish. I go to a sweat lodge in Mount Shasta to like really get in touch and all my chakras aligned and like go on this whole adventure. And I turn off my phone for 2 weeks to like learn my lines, come back to New York refreshed. I turn my phone back on. This dude still hadn't messaged me, okay? And I'm just like thinking, wow, I must mean that little, which obviously made my self-esteem plummet. But I'm on the TikToks, not going to message him, continuing on doing the play. So the 4 months of the like detox and play go smashingly. I'm in like the best shape of my life. I am, thriving. Things are happening. I have meetings. I have a new agent. Like everything positive. Like everything that I prayed for and wanted to manifest was happening because I had let go of all of this toxicity, including this person. And who shows up to like one of the last performances? The guy sitting center. And I can see him. And the whole time that he's sitting there, very casually, like swaggy, watching me. And the look on his face was, yeah, I fucked her. I can have her whenever I want. Yeah. And it was like a different vibe. It was like, almost like he was proud of me, or like that I was finally doing something that was like worthy of his attention or whatever. All these things I made up in my head. And I fed into it. And I slipped. And I let my TikToks failed. And we started hanging out again. And I kind of slipped back into the same patterns. But I wasn't drinking at all still. And it occurred to me how like much of an alcoholic this person was. Like the amount that he would drink that when we'd be out in like a 6-hour period was just ridiculous. Like I'm surprised I didn't have alcohol poisoning or have died because I would go drink with him in the past. And I was just like slowly seeing the truth of what the situation was. It was like a man-child who didn't want to own up to responsibilities, who had severe intimacy issues and couldn't handle a strong, talented, like powerful woman, and purposely made her feel inferior consistently by withholding love. And I was like, whoa, Dr. Phil, I figured it out. This is amazing. However, one night, he just said the right things, and I went home, and it's amazing what can happen in 2 minutes of love and passion. I got pregnant. And it was the saddest day of my life. When I found out, I didn't know what to do. I remember I recorded myself on an iMovie, and I did not look happy. I look terrified. I look ashamed. I look not how someone who is in a good place with like giving the gift of life should look. And I was like, well, how am I supposed to tell this person? Do I tell this person? What am I gonna do? All the things that a young woman feels when she finds that information out about herself. Like, it's not all roses and buttercups, and everyone makes it out to be that. It's like a real thing. It's scary. And if you're not, in a loving relationship or like ready to have kids and you find that shit out, it is like someone is choking you because you are on a time-sensitive decision-making situation. And we all know the decisions that you have to make. One, you're gonna have a baby and your life is gonna change, regardless of if this person is with you or not. And then not only that, if they're with you or if they're not, the shame or like abundance that goes into that whole world and like how you navigate that. And like, we're not dating, so if I choose to have a baby, he's just like, I'm gonna have a baby with someone who doesn't want a baby or wants me, who's an alcoholic and a fucking asshole and an idiot, or maybe he does want a baby and it'll solve all our problems and we'll be together forever. Like, that's on one side. The other side is, I'm not ready. Me, Alex. I want to terminate this and continue on with my life, which is it sounds, but like very faux pas decision to make, especially considering like the state of the world and how big of an issue this is. But like, I can't have a kid. My life would be over. I wouldn't be an actor. I wouldn't be a model. I wouldn't be able to live in New York. And I would be kind of tied to some horrible person for the rest of my life. At the time, I didn't think he was so horrible. But by the end of this story, anyway, I wanted to figure all this out before I told him, because I wanted to go into the conversation with like a more clear picture of what was happening. I wanted to also go to the doctor and like find out all the details, which I did. And it was about like a week of from finding out to like figuring out all the details. And mind you, the guy was away on a road trip with his mother, which out of respect, I thought probably not a good phone call to drop in on, you know, like I was trying to be like courteous and conscientious of somebody else's time and mental space. And also probably I was scared, and also probably I didn't want him to hate me forever. Like, that's just honesty. So and I also wanted to know what I wanted to do, which I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I definitely in my gut did not want to keep it, knowing how unprepared I was and how I didn't want my life to change. But that's also a really hard decision to make. Like, what if that's my only shot? Like, what happens in like 6 years if I'm like, I would love to have a kid. Like, you know, it's really hard, and no guy will ever understand that, no matter how much they tell you, it's my decision to make too, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. Like, it is not. It's also very painful. Like, as someone who's had to make that choice once before, it's very painful. So anyway, I'm still in the city. I'm still, like thriving. My life doesn't stop. I'm booking jobs, including a stunt that is an underwater drowning stunt the next week that I have to focus on because I need to make money. So anyway, it's Friday. I'm on set, and I go to the bathroom, and I'm like bleeding everywhere. Like, it's a fucking massacre. And I'm like, oh my God. Well, suck it up and go back out onto set to this photo shoot and put on a happy face, even though I'm legit dying inside, which I do. And they wrap me, and I smile, and I walk myself to the hospital down the street. Like, this is not a joke. I walk in, and I like tell them what's going on, and I laid on this hospital table and bled for 6 hours. And I'm pretty sure I died, or part of me did, on that table. And I just like started thinking about how I tricked myself into like falling into old habits, and how this was just a physical manifestation of how bad of a choice that was. And it was funny because it wasn't like dramatic. I was like texting, my friend was like, do you want me to come hang out with you? And I was like, no, it's just weird here. Like, no. And like, how fucked up is that that's going on and I'm doing that alone? And this dude has no idea. Like, zero, like nothing. And he's responsible. So I'm dealing with it. If you don't know, it takes a couple days, weeks, months to like fully heal and get back into programs. So like, this is not just some one day thing. This is like something that I have to now deal with as a part of my physical health, which actually what caused it was a cyst ruptured that I had to get removed, which is a whole other level of drama that you have to deal with, because it's like, oh, what if I have cancer? Great. Or what if I can never have kids again? Great. So I'm just dealing with all of this drama. And the guy comes back into town and he calls me up and he wants to go to a movie and dinner. And I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking, do I tell him what happened last week? Because he's my friend and I was in the hospital and now I have a whole other level of drama and he's kind of responsible for it. So yeah. Or do I not tell him just so that he'll still like me and he'll be nice to me? And my friends all said, don't tell him, he doesn't need to know. It's just going to create drama. And I was like, yeah, you're right. But we're walking down the street in the village, and we're just walking, and he's talking about fucking cheeseburgers and like something, and I'm just like, And it's going really well. There's no drama between us. It's great. We're like on a nice date. And he's like, do you want to come over? And at that moment, I just said, I have to tell him. I cannot take one more step. Like, this information needs to come out of me. He needs to know he's a great person. This is fine. And on the corner of 7th Avenue and Greenwich, I said, I need to tell you something, so I'll come over and we need to talk. And he says, why do you have to be so dramatic? Can't you just, whatever you need to tell me, you can tell me right here. We're only going to my house if it's just gonna be chill. We're not talking. And I was like, I mean, I kind of like have some personal things to tell you. I would appreciate it if we could go inside. And he's like, no, you can tell me right here. And I took a deep breath and I was like, this motherfucker. And I just looked at him and I said, I don't want anything from you. I'm just telling you this because it's a fact. A week ago, I found out I was pregnant. I had a miscarriage and I have a cyst on my ovary that it needs to be removed. And he looked me dead in the eyes and he said, I'm sorry that happened to you. And he hugged me and he walked away. And as he walked away, he said, I knew something like this was gonna happen. And he walked down 7th Avenue and he didn't even turn around. He didn't even look back. And that's the last time I talked to him. And that was 3 years ago. He didn't send me a message. He didn't ask if I needed money paying for anything. He didn't give me any of my shit back. Carried on. As though nothing, as though he was not responsible, as though like I made it up or I was crazy or whatever. I have no idea because we never had a conversation like an adult would have. And it broke my heart. It almost broke me as a person. I was devastated. I was beyond devastated. I was a shell of a human being. Because no one should be treated like that. Like after all the drama and all the bullshit that you have to go through in that process, like you hope that the person who shares the responsibility is at least decent enough to understand that mistakes happen and like people are people and that we can just talk about it and move on. And it doesn't mean anything. We could go to not talking. That could be the next stage. But common decency and humanity is something that we take for granted. And you really think you know someone until like some real life shit happens. And the interesting, ironic, funny part of this whole story is that it's kind of the best thing that ever happened to me, because after that, my death, I began searching and seeking and telling myself that I deserve more and I deserve better and I will not rest until I find it. And it has been the best 3 years of my life. The cleanest, the least dramatic, the most spiritually fulfilling and conscious life I could have ever dreamed of living. And I owe that to like that situation. And it's like mind-blowing that it took hitting rock bottom, essentially, as they say, to really come out of the ashes and kind of be reborn. And what I would hope that this story would do for anyone is you're not alone. It happens to everyone. We all go through these horrific things and we all deal with total assholes. And it's not you, it's them. And you and me are strong, badass women who can handle it. And the people that treat us like that are the ones who will suffer in the long run and who are suffering now. And all you can do is just be the light and love that you know you are and like power through. And if you do need someone to talk to, you can call me. I guess the point is that we are amazing, strong, badass women who are capable of so much, including bringing life into this world. And if you're not ready and you know it, trust yourself, and don't let anyone ever make you feel like there's something wrong with you. And also know your worth, because people are just gonna be jerks. That's just who they are. You don't have to send them any like ill will or hate. Just be love, and constantly try and detoxify your life, because the cleaner you can make your brain and your heart and your soul and everything about your space, the better off and the more successful you're gonna be. And I'm really grateful to learn that. And you know, I always hope that I'm gonna have like a conversation with this person, like, or some sort of just like, hey, remember when we were friends? Like before you fucking walked away from me in a huge life event? Like, and if he is watching, like, it's still me. And sending you and everyone else who's made mistakes so much love. And if you need any advice, call me. Oh my God. I can't believe I told that story.